Alright guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we have 3 buyout candidates that would instantly affect the Houston Rockets. I think these are 3 players. One of them's a bit of a stretch for the buyout market, but I think that all 3 of these players would at least provide help for the Houston Rockets. I'm going to just get the video started right away, but if you're not subscribed already and you enjoy the video, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Thank you guys so much. The first one is a man I love very deeply, and I want to let it be known that most of these players, they're not going to just make like an immediate difference. These are all just guys that can help contribute, especially off the bench. Number 1, I'm going to go Trevor Ariza. We all know Trevor Ariza. He's a plus defender. He's got a decent shot, and I've got his statistics right here from last season on the Portland Trail Blazers. 11 points per game, 4.5 rebounds per game, 2 assists per game, and he shot 40% from the 3. So obviously Trevor Ariza is getting a little old. He's not exactly what he used to be, but I think he still has that mold of being, obviously the statistics last year, he shot the ball well, he can rebound the ball, he even throws in a couple assists, and he shoots the ball efficiently from 3, which is exactly what the Houston Rockets need. Versatile defender, he can guard pretty much any wing. I think that Trevor Ariza should be a real possible candidate for the Houston Rockets. Number 2, this one's a little bit of a stretch, but considering he is 35 years old, $25 million player a year, LaMarcus Aldridge. Now, the thing with all 3 of these players is I just don't really know if there's a trade value for him, because Trevor Ariza, we know Sam Presti's going to want picks. He's going to want first-round picks. I'm not too sure if any team's willing to give them a first-round pick for Trevor Ariza. LaMarcus Aldridge, $25 million a year for a 35-year-old player. I think that if the Spurs season if they were to tank, it's pretty contingent on if they were to just have a bad season. Obviously, the Spurs are never a bad team, so the Aldridge one might be a little bit of a stretch. Aldridge could come in and help your team pretty much immediately. I just think stretch big, he can defend. I know he's a little bit old, but LaMarcus Aldridge would still help out our team. Number 3, I'm going to go with my guy on the Bulls, Garrett Temple. Now, I know Garrett Temple is not really an incredible defender, but this is a guy who would probably be getting about 10 minutes a night if he were to even play. He's got a good shot as well. These are just 3, in my eyes, buyout candidates that I could totally see happening with the Bulls. I don't think Garrett Temple is anybody anyone's going to want to trade for. He has such a small role on our team that, especially considering our 0-3 start, we'll see how all of these seasons go, but honestly, a lot of you guys aren't really liking the trade ideas. Swaggy and I play around with this trade idea quite a bit. Eric Gordon, a first-round pick, and Daniel House for Buddy Hield and Rashawn Holmes. A lot of people still just don't want to do that trade because they think it makes us a little worse on defense. Well, all 3 of these players, in my eyes, can play above-average defense. So we'll see what the Rockets do. Obviously, none of these guys are backup point guards, which is something to note. I don't think that we're going to get rid of Eric Gordon anytime soon. I don't expect the Rockets to actually make any trades for the rest of the month. There's only a couple of days left in the month, but even in all of January, I wouldn't expect them to make any big-time trades. I don't think James Harden will be leaving anytime soon. I think, especially now that he just dropped 44 points and 17 assists in his first game back, I think his value is just through the roof right now. So I think that the Houston Rockets are just going to see what they got. We haven't even played a basketball game at full strength. Tonight's game, we're still missing Eric Gordon. We're still missing John Wall, DeMarcus Cousins. We're still missing our big pieces. So we'll see how they play tonight. The way I see it is I bet the Rockets go 10, 15 games and then kind of evaluate. I think Eric Gordon will help us, but Daniel House, man, we'll see. Obviously, if you're Coach Steven Silas, I think Jayshawn Tate's the guy who's playing better right now, but it's only been 1 game, and you know, you're trying to convince James Harden, PJ Tucker. You're trying to save the locker room at the same time. I mean, it's Coach Steven Silas' first ever head coaching gig. You can't really just bench. Even if you want to keep House in there and bench Tucker, you can't really be, I don't know, a guy who's only had played in one NBA game. It's kind of tough to make it reasonable to give him the start over, you know, guys like PJ Tucker. That would just only piss them off. So although I'm a huge fan of Jayshawn Tate, and we'll see how he plays, these three players, I think Trevor Ariza is a real nice one as well. But Daniel House, I think that they'll definitely use Daniel House as a trade piece later in the season, which would make these three players even more appealing in my eyes. But just kind of playing around. Let me know what you guys think about these. Got Ariza, Aldridge, Garrett Temple. Let me know which ones you guys love, which ones you guys hate, and I'll see you guys later.